What's up? This is the next specimen. About to do the same free exhaust mod that I did to the Infinity on my previous video. I'm gonna do it to the same thing. I'm gonna do it to the same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing on this car. It's pretty much the same steps, just in a different location. So stay tuned, and I'll show you the step-by-step of how to do it. So this right here is a 350Z. They have the same engine, transmission. The exhaust setup is different, but let's get to it.
Okay, everyone, this is before any modification done to this 350Z.
Alright, these are the two bolts we going after right now. It's dripping water from the exhaust, from the condensation from the car sitting. And when you start it, you know, the heat go through, and sometimes it drips water either through an opening or off the exhaust tip. But that's no big deal. Let's get to what we're talking about. This right here, let's see my finger at that bolt right there, and that bolt right there. We go loosen it up, open this, put a spacer in between, tighten those bolts back. The whole reason we doing it like this is because, I don't know if y'all can see, but that's the muffler. Well, that's the jack handle in front of the muffler. The back, this big thing right here is the muffler. It does just what it says. It muffles. So what you want to do is get that sound out before it travels through the muffler. And the good thing is these newer cars tend to be bolted together instead of welded together like older cars. So what we go do, there's an opening here, and there's also another one. Can't see it, but it's right in front of this resonator right there. It's another collector. You can either do it up there or you can do it back here. Both of them is before the muffler, so it really don't matter. This one is easier to get to because it's right in the back, and I don't have to do too much lifting. Just to show you, I lifted the car by the differential, and then I put another jack in the front just for safety. So let's get to it. We're gonna open this up and separate it. Alright, if you look, I already took those two nuts off, and they were, here's one of them right here. It was a focus, there we go. It was a 14 millimeter. So you're gonna have two 14 millimeters, one there, one at the top. Use either a 9/16 or a 14 millimeter to remove these. All mine had was this ring in between. Obviously this is what helps muffle the sound when you put the two collectors together. And what I'm gonna use is these screws, 12 nuts. I'm gonna use these as spacers. This center or opening is bigger than this stud, so it's just gonna slide over without actually threading on. And it's gonna be used as a spacer to keep this from closing all the way. And the space you want in between is up to you. By theory, the more it's open, the louder it's gonna be. So I'm gonna just go with this. This is probably about a 1/2 inch. Put these on, and then tighten the nut back on the other end. That's another thing. These studs is only a certain length. You don't want to have it spaced out too much to where you can't get a nut back on the other side. Then, you know, you're not gonna be able to keep it, how can I say, keep it tight to where it won't fall apart. So only space it enough or to the max to where you can still get that nut on the other end to keep it all together. So I'm gonna put this makeshift spacer in the middle. Just go keep this collector cracked. Just go let some of that sound out. And when I do it, I'll show you the after the sound and you see if you like it or not. This is a free exhaust mod for a 350Z, Infinity, usually any car that has a collector before the muffler, you can do it. So let's get going, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is how it's gonna look when it's all done. I still have to tighten that top bolt. My bad, about to lose it. But I'm trying to do it with one hand. This bolt, as you can see, is still loose, but it's all together. I used the nut as a spacer, and I was still able to put the original nut on the back so I can tighten it. Same thing with this back side. There's a nut right here, and then there's a spacer. How's it going, Mary? Oh, no problem. And there's the spacer and the nut in the back. So all you gotta do is tighten everything back up, and it's still gonna leave a gap. You see the gap right there? So that gap is gonna let the sound out before it goes in the muffler. So let's tighten everything up and see how this bad boy sounds. Alright, so this is it. It's all tightened down, got the spacer in the center, and you can see the gap. Now without further ado, let's see how it sounds once we turn the car on. So here we go.